Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I'm back with another replay that I took from the front page of Drop.sc. Legit from the front page of Drop.sc, yes. No problems, no contest with that whatsoever. In the lower right-hand corner, I give you all, once ranked as the world's best Terran from outside of Korea, it is the one, the only EmpireKas! And in the upper left-hand corner, you know, he kept a pretty low profile until he won a DreamHack. I think it was DreamHack Stockholm that he had won. Who knows? I think there's been like 2 or 3 different DreamHack events over the summer. The upper left-hand corner, his name is Stardust. And I'm just gonna go ahead and turn down the volume on my microphone as, oh my god, it is loud as hell. Sorry about that. But, here we go. Oopsie, sorry, wrong button there. I'm gonna swap it around and make sure it's in the right position, but here we go. I didn't see what's that all about. It didn't see what? Terran? Wanting some random Master League Terran. Okay. He says when you start streaming. He says I didn't see when you start streaming. Okay. Well, talking about this map in the context of PvT, TvP, whatever have you, the natural here is relatively easy to defend, so I think for our Protoss we could actually see you know, I think basically the safest opener we could see from a Protoss would be the double gas into Force Field Sentry Expo. But EmpireKas is going to go ahead and throw down a refinery ASAP, but it looks like there's a bunch of lag and stuff like that. Well, he's already cheat. You stream cheat, lol. Okay, whatever. Anyway, for our Terran, however, it's even easier. All you gotta do is throw down a couple of supply depots, get a bunker up, more supply depots. Make sure you don't entirely wall them off, and just hope that your opponent isn't going to throw down a force field on top of your bunkers. But of course, ultimately, I want to say that the hardest race to defend your third as. I'm kind of torn between Zerg and Protoss. As you can see, it's relatively exposed here. For Terran, however, make a planetary fortress here and GG, you're good to go. I'm just kidding. It's also a good idea, I think, maybe as Terran to go ahead and throw down an orbital command right here, and then perhaps maybe make a planetary fortress right over here. But even that I can't be entirely too sure of because I've never played. Well, I can't really say I've extensively played TvP. I haven't even extensively played PvT, so how would I know? But I've been kind of just neglecting the fluff that we have coming from Kas and Stardust. But Kas looks like he's going to go for a 1-1-1 of some sort. It's a little difficult to determine just what he is trying to do, but considering the fact that we don't have a bunker going down and we already have 2 Marines, a 3rd one on the way, and a supply block that's about to be relieved, I think what we're going to see is perhaps see a starport go down after that factory is done, and then we're going to see maybe 2 Widow Mines and 4 Marines move out to Stardust's main, if not natural. But speaking of, it looks like Stardust decided to go with an opener that's not your traditional Force Field Sentry opener. Yes, far from it, I think, actually, but oh wait, or is it delayed? It's a little difficult to identify, but I can tell you now without a doubt that we've actually seen Stardust commit 100 gas so far to something. And I want to say that would be his mothership core as well as his, what's the word I'm looking for? His warp gate tech. Something else I'm not quite seeing here. Now, is there? I don't see anything being built that's hidden anywhere. Command center at the natural is about on its way, and the Nexus at the natural is about 70%-ish finished, 80%-ish finished. Robo Bay now on the way, excuse me, Robo Facility now on the way for Stardust. I guess it's time to give you guys a little update on where I am right now in life, but for the time being, it looks like costs, yeah. Okay, it looks like we don't have anything game-ending that's about to happen, but my initial suspicions of seeing a starport have not quite been fulfilled just yet. Oopsie. Go firework. It looks like, yeah, they got some more lag, and we just have costs going straight up for that 3rd command center, but of course that Widow Mine, if it gets to the main, I don't think that'll... Ooh, oh man, that's... Yeah, that's gonna hurt just a little bit, but for his convenience, it looks as though EmpireKas is just gonna go ahead and straight up throw an observer into the natural. No problem with that. No problem with that whatsoever. But Kas, probably gonna throw it on a 2nd Widow Mine. Who knows? But There we go. Second widow mine just outside of the shooting range of that Nexus cannon, and I mean, obviously Kos can see that, or excuse me, not Kos, but Stardust can see that. He's not too terribly worried. He's got gateways, double gas going down at the natural, and Kos is just focused on getting his macro up as well. He's finally taken a second gas. His 1-1-1 has kind of been complete, if you will, but it's kind of a delayed one, and he didn't really use it to cause any damage, so it's not really so much a 1-1-1 as it is a straight up bio transition, as you can see. There's some part of fluff that I wanted to bring up. Yes, basically, for those of you who really like to pay attention to my casts, really like to keep up with what's going on with me and such, I will probably stop, I'll probably stop uploading stuff to YouTube in the near future, because I'm going to be going to my hometown of Enid, Oklahoma pretty soon, and the internet there is just awful. We're talking 2 megabytes per minute? I think it's 2 minutes, at any rate, the internet connection there is like 50 times slower than it is here. So, you know, upgrade, or, you know, casting high-grade VODs like this will probably not be too much of an option unless, say, I do it directly to my twitch.tv channel and then bring it straight back to YouTube from there using their exporter. But again, I think that would be even highly unlikely. Bit of a dangerous move by Stardust. He's going for, you know, Robo Bay, and he's getting Blink for his Stalkers right now, but of course, I think if he can just snipe 1 or 2 of these medevacs here in the early game, I think he'll be good to go. You know, straight from the get-go, it would be really awesome, but he's actually pulling his army way out of position right now. The medevacs can actually see what's up here, and it looks like Kos is just gonna unload the bio that he's got here and just straight up attack that third, as you can see. And thinking he should be able to get that prevention, yeah. Stardust just knew there was no way to get it, and he was just completely, he completely exposed his third there, so it gets a full-blown delay. While we have Kos is already fully secured. This is already heavily in favor of Kos. It really is. No way to say it. No other way to say it. Just look at the economy. Yeah, we got the natural oversaturated. Yeah, we got the main getting oversaturated. But Stardust, this is one of his favorite plays. I actually saw him playing earlier today in the Ace 15 Story Cup, and I was casting it. +1 armor, +1 attack on the way. The biggest danger for what we see from Stardust here is that even if he gets to +2/+2 before his opponent's +2/+2 finishes, he's gonna have such a huge supply deficit. Like, check the army supply right now. We're talking, if he had just done the straight up double forge from the beginning of this game, we would see, as Kos reaches 60 supply, we would see that, excuse me, combat supply, we would actually see that Stardust would only be reaching 40, but yeah, for the time being, it looks like we just had a few Marines roasted, and Kos, you know, with a little bit of failed harass there, decided to pull back. Kos is, what's the word I'm looking for? Not economy. His economy is more than okay. I mean, just check the income right now, but something is not quite right here. Something just doesn't quite have the tempo that every TVP has when someone's going for that bio play, but looks like that little glare on my monitor is to blame for me not seeing that little observer culprit catching onto this double medevac drop that's about to go into the main mineral line of Stardust. But wait a minute. Oh my god, Kos is gonna do a double-pronged double medevac drop. If the medevacs are entirely full, that's 8 supply +2, then that's 40 supply we see EmpireKas gambling with. If he doesn't make it count, it's going to hurt him a lot. But, you know, drop number 1's going down at the natural. And it looks like we'll see Kos able to take that down. But in the main, that drop gets completely shut down before it hits the ground. The natural falls just as the third is secured. And for the time being, it looks like, you know, both players kind of at a teeny bit of a stalemate. Who suffered more losses? Ironically enough, it actually would be Kos. But who's behind in this? Just look at it, it's Stardust, it really is. The income game, if we see that Stardust is able to more than effectively exchange here in the near future, however, which I have a hard time finding this happening, if he's able to more than effectively exchange in the near future, then he will be ahead, but that's a big if. His opponent now has the Ghost Academy finishing up, but of course he's also got the anti-Colossi here, the anti-Giraffe machines, if you will, known as Vikings. Tons of Marauders on the ground to handle the Colossi if for whatever reason they can't do it themselves, but Stalkers also there. Jeez. The Marauders will be good for taking down the Stalkers, is what I mean to say. Now, will be... People can... Let me word this a little bit better. Once this Mobius reactor is finished, we'll see that the ghosts that come into the mix will immediately have enough energy to throw out EMPs. Templar Archives now going down behind this. And +2/+2 is just about to finish up, while +2/+2 for Kas is more than just about to finish up. It's actually going to get him pretty far ahead, I think. I mean, like, just examining what we have here so far. Kas, you know, he's ahead in combat supply right now. Excuse me, must have double hit Control A there by mistake. But he's more than ahead in combat supply. Not only that, he's got +2/+2, +1 ship weapons also on the way. As opposed to, say, perhaps ship armor. Typically, the way I see a lot of Terran players doing this in the TVP matchup is that they're going to go for, you know, +1 ship armor, because once they get all the way to +3 ship armor and it's finished up, they like to just conveniently at that time convert into, say, I wouldn't say mass Raven, but definitely heavy Raven. Get the battle cruisers out, you know, cattle bruisers, whatever have you. The guys that do a bunch of damage from the sky, if that makes sense. But altogether, I don't know what that's all about, but I guess Stardust is just trying to blind Kas where he can. He just moves all his stalkers over here, shoots the one Marine that was there, and then just backs off. But, you know, not all is doom and gloom for Stardust. He is only on 3 base, yes, he's just now getting his 4th. But at the same time, he's going to have Psionic Storm behind all of this. You know, before this next engagement takes place, he will have Psionic Storm. The question is, how many High Templar does he have? And is it enough to competently and confidently engage his opponent? Remember, guys, the 2 C's, competent and confident. Competent means you don't have Dragoon AI on every single one of your units. Oh, man. And look at that. Stardust has basically exposed Kas. Here we go. Storm goes down, only brazing a few units, scaring the rest of them back. Ooh, another one kind of catches a few of them off guard, but that's just, you know, I don't know what else to say, but we still have only about 2 more storms to go on these High Templar, but the 4th base is going to get shut down. Blink forward into beautiful position by these Stalkers, meant to snipe all of those Vikings, but not quite working out. EMP's going down as well. Where are the storms? I don't see any units with purple energy left on them, but there are now Archons in the mix, signaling that the High Templar have been used up. EmpireKas' main army has been basically destroyed here, and what is an amazing turnaround, I feel. I couldn't have seen this coming from, say, any other game, but now we have a Stalker back here, just harassing that mineral line. Getting the mules, that's actually what you want to target down first, and if it's any Korean GSL competitor that could have done this before, I never would have seen it, but it's now Stardust, as we do see him targeting down the pocket 3 o'clock position here, and what is just an absolutely amazing game overall. Meanwhile, Kas looking like he's just gonna throw down a scan and shut down the vision of Stardust. You know, he still has, you know, quite a few orbital commands. He's got to make more bases. He's got to get more command centers, more planetary fortresses, more of everything you can possibly imagine, guys. Because without those, he's gonna be pretty far behind. Okay, so now we have Stardust moving across the map with wave number 2. I want to say that a good 20 to 30 supply of his army is actually in red health here behind its shields. And if the EMPs land and they're money, well, those are basically units that are going to disintegrate instantly. But now we have +2 Terran ship weapons on the way. And that's going to help basically deal with... what is it? That's gonna help basically deal with the Colossi the most. Maybe land the Vikings, whatever, use them for harass on whatever. But Ooh, the Zealots, the weakest of the Zealots that we actually had from Stardust are being sent down into the natural, and that's going to be a tap to the head. This is going to be a jab to the gut with a huge scimitar. The High Templar looking for a good position to just storm everything and anything that comes at them. But it's looking like that's not going to happen here, as we do have the main army pulled really far out of position for Kas, and Stardust is just free to attack his opponent as he pleases. Oh man, the Ghost up on top of the ramp. And now finally it looks like Kas is pulling back his entire main army. He's actually got a higher supply than Stardust for the time being, and it looks like he's going to be able to more than aptly gauge and engage his opponent's main army. Look at this. It just gradually disintegrated. Or did I miss everything? Did I miss everything? What the hell? Hold on. I'm sorry, guys, but oh boy, wow. This game, there had to be a huge something that I had missed. The Vikings here, there were 5 or so Colossi before, weren't they? Weren't there? Okay, we'll check this at the end of the game, sorry. But now Stardust moving back south towards his opponent's natural, out of plain sight, and trying to use those, basically the Zealots here, as well as the High Templar to cut off any reinforcements that he can expect. And Kas moving brilliantly out of those storms, dodging them before they hit the ground. The Ghosts not quite throwing down any EMPs or snipes. They throw one down, but it's a little bit too late just after a storm goes down. And it looks like Kas's reinforcements are being cut off at home. It's a little hard to say just who's further ahead at this point. It's kind of, the supply difference is now getting juggled, I feel. But the 12 o'clock position base for Stardust did just fall, and with that, his income will be plummeting. We still have a force secure base here for Kas, and there's a bunch of beautiful storms there. But can Kas get his reinforcements out in time? 3 Colossi as well. Oh my god, this game. But wait a minute. What is going on here? We have all of these reinforcements, all of these units that are pouring out of the barracks, trying to kill whatever Zealots they can here, and it's just a little bit difficult to say where it's going, as now Stardust is pushing back with force, and this is like, I don't know how else to say it, but these Zealots, they're stuck inside EmpireKas' main like maggots in rotting meat inside of a rotten hamburger, and I never would have thought. To this point, Stardust has now secured himself a game. I thought that only EmpireKas could have won, but EmpireKas just not able to aptly engage his opponent now with this, like a 50 supply deficit. I can't believe this, as we see Stardust is going to force his opponent to GG in the near future. Yes, we have these planetary fortresses, excuse me, not planetary fortresses, but orbital commands lifting up off the ground. The SCVs, speaking of ground, are getting thrown into it, getting put 6 feet under. And now it looks like this, because it is not a planetary fortress, is going to be forced to lift. And now it seems as though just EmpireKas, he's on extremely limited time. He stems up all of his units, trying to take down those stalkers, and I don't quite know where to place this game, except to say that Stardust, he has a definitive lead. We're at the 25-minute mark, and oh my god, that is such a money storm on top of the army of EmpireKas, and it looks like everything that he has is now once again disintegrated, and with that, we see a GG from EmpireKas. My god, this was an absolutely crazy game between some of the world's greatest. I remember Kas actually being rated as the world's best Terran from outside of Korea. In other words, the world's best foreigner. This was back before the Russia Starcraft League Season 3 began. And, you know, Stardust, he was just kind of one of those players that he was a sleeper hit that just came out of nowhere. Now, if you guys liked what you saw here today, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.